Welcome to Art Attack, the show that proves you don't need to be an expert to be a great artist. What's an art attack? Well, these are art attacks we're gonna have today. Take a look and don't be afraid to try them yourself.
An art attack that you can play with lots of your friends. A giant art attack filled with milky goodness. Learn to use salt in coloring your drawing. A fun piece of art to keep track of your growth. And some helpful hints on how to be an eco-friendly artist from Vincent Van Coconut.
Bowling is a game that needs extreme concentration. But I've decided to make it easier to concentrate on the bowling pins by giving each of them a personality. Let me introduce you to them. These are my bowling pins. They're designed to look like some friends of mine. It makes the game even more fun. Would you like to know how to personalize your own bowling set? Let me show you how. Come with me. You will need 6 bottles like these ones. First, we have to give the bottles some weight. Make them heavy so that they'll stand up steady. To do that, fill it up with a big glass of sand. Pour the sand through a funnel, like this one. Use a piece of art paper rolled into a cone and taped at the sides. There's an opening at the bottom for the sand to fall through. This funnel will make it easier to pour the sand in, so that it won't spill out or make a mess. And once you've poured sand in all 6 bottles, cap them up. And yes, they're heavy enough. Now we're ready to start.
Draw the head of your bowling pin on a piece of cardboard. Make sure that the width of the character's neck is the same width as the lid of the bottle. Cut it out and stick it with tape to the bottle, like this.
You've just formed the shape of your bowling pin. Here's the head and here's the body. But what if it breaks after a few hits from the bowling ball? We're going to have to make sure it's strong enough to survive the many hits from the ball. Let's strengthen its surface.
Cover the surface with pieces of paper towel and art attack paste, which is made of 1 part glue and 1 part water. To work faster, you can use a broader paintbrush, like this one. Once you've covered the entire surface, leave it to dry so that the surface will harden.
Now you have a strong and sturdy bowling pin. It needs a personality, don't you think? Your family members or the friends you hang out with could inspire you to create some quirky and fun characters. Think about it, and then give it a try.
With a pencil, draw in the neckline of the bowling pin character. He'll be wearing a sweater. Also draw in a pair of pants. Now give him some shoes and a pair of arms. Paint the pants with yellow acrylic paint. Remember to paint the bottom of the pin, so that you'll see the complete color when the pins fall down. Here, his hair is painted yellow too. He's going to wear a striped sweater, so use 2 colors. There'll be green stripes and orange stripes in his sweater. Next, use a black permanent marker and draw in the features of his face. This one has his eyes closed. Here's the nose and the mouth as a round, because this character is whistling. Give him a curly fringe. Finally, draw in a few more outlines on his clothes, and we're done.
This is my complete group of bowling pin friends. Each of them has a different personality. This pin over here has a rocking hairdo. Some of them are wearing hats. This gentleman over here has a necktie. Just like that when he goes to the office. He looks too strong to be knocked over. You can have fun bowling with your own set of friendly bowling pins too. Try making them yourself.
Vincent Van Coconut here. I'm all ready to go bowling with my bowling pin friends. Can you remember how to make them? Let's look at it again together. You need 6 empty plastic bottles. Pour a big glass of sand inside each of them to give them weight. Cap them up tightly. To make the characters, take a piece of cardboard, mark the width of the neck with the lid of the bottle, and then draw the shape of the head. Cut it out and stick it to the bottle with adhesive tape. Cover the whole surface with Art Attack base and pieces of paper towels. Let it dry. Then draw in the character's details like its neckline, arms, and clothes. Paint the pins with the colors you want. Finally, with a black permanent marker, draw in the facial features of the character. Here's a thought. I'm going to gather all the empty plastic bottles that I've washed up on my island shore and use them to make my bowling pins. I can have fun and keep my island clean at the same time. I already have sand on my island to fill the bottles. And I can knock down my bowling pin friends with, what else? Coconuts! I don't think I want the heavy bottles filled with sand placed into the sea. They'll sink to the bottom and hurt my beautiful coral reef. Remember, it's not impossible to have fun and take care of our wonderful planet at the same time.
Have you ever made your way to the kitchen to enjoy a bowl of cornflakes? You open your fridge, only to find you run out of milk? Our friend Alex had to rush out to get some milk. And while he was out, he had a good idea for a giant art attack made with things from the kitchen. Let's check out what he created and see if you can spot what he used the black kitchen gloves for. that's beautiful. Did you notice what he used the black kitchen gloves for? Alex waved the black kitchen glove at us. But which part of his creation does he place it? Aha! It's used for the dairy farmer's booth. Clever thinking, Alex. Did you know that salt is not only used for good cooking, but it is used for good painting too? Use salt in your painting. That's right. Would you like to see what effect salt has on the colors of your painting? Stick around because I'm about to show you.
Here we'll start with the upper part of a waterfall drawing. Soak the paintbrush in a bowl with acrylic paint mixed with lots of water. This watery consistency will help you achieve the effect of a moving stream. It's important that you sprinkle fine salt over the paint while it's still wet. That way, the salt grains can absorb the paint color and give it a special texture to the water. Keep on coloring the water like this, with soft strokes. Now, sprinkle some coarse salt. This will give a different effect than the fine salt. You'll see it once it dissolves. Throw drops of paint on the salt grains to accelerate the process. The idea is for them to absorb as much color as possible. Then, with your finger, lightly remove the grains that come loose from the painting.
It's a beautiful waterfall, don't you think? The texture gives the effect that makes it look like the water is falling. You can also use it to paint seas, lakes, and rivers. But now, we're going to use salt to paint a different type of liquid, lava from a volcano. Take a look.
To paint lava, use a few different tones within the orange range of colors. Again, mix your paint with lots of water and use soft strokes. Then add some fine salt. Using a darker tone of orange, paint the area closest to the crater. The hot lava flows all the way to the base of the volcano. Now you can use your coarse salt to create the effect for your flowing river of lava. Remember that to enhance the effect of this technique, it's important to add little drops of paint on the salt. You can mix the fine salt with the coarse salt, like this. Once the paint is dry, remove the remaining grains gently with your fingers.
This effect makes your drawing come to life. It looks so realistic. You can use salt in any drawing. For instance, try painting a bottle that looks as if it just came out of the fridge, with water droplets on the surface. You can experiment painting with salt on any image you like. Try it yourself.
You soak your paintbrush in acrylic and water. Brush the paper with soft strokes. Sprinkle a little salt and spread it fearlessly on the wet paint. It's such an easy recipe. A recipe for painting, I mean. I decided to use this technique on my portrait, of course. Doesn't it make me look good? And the water just comes to life around me. A paintbrush and some salt. That's all you need to get creative with your painting.
Do you have a piece of creation that you're really proud of? Log on to disneychannel-asia.com and share your very own creation with everyone through Art Attack's online gallery. And you can even leave a handy art tip on the message board. Everyone grows at a different speed. How fast do you think you're growing? You don't know? Well then, you need an Art Attack growth chart to mark your height as you grow taller. Just like this one. When you were little, you're only as high as the deepest part of the ocean, where this strange fish lives. And as you grow taller, you say hello to the turtles. Then hang out with the colorful fish. And ooh, dolphins. What do you think? Shall we make a growth chart? Take a piece of cardboard that's 1 meter high. Draw a sea turtle in the center of the cardboard. Then draw long aquatic plants at the bottom and some fish around this area. Let your imagination take over and draw all the sea creatures you can think of. Keep in mind that you should draw animals that swim closer to the surface as you get higher up. Now you have to paint it. Here, we'll paint the turtle with green, but you can choose any color you like. Make really striking details to the turtle. The fish can be very colorful. The friendly shark will be blue, and a lighter blue for the sea. Once the paint is dry, outline the details with a black permanent marker to get a better finish. Finally, use different colored crayons to give the images texture. It will make your painting stand out even more. At this stage, you need to become a mathematician because we're going to make the measurements to add to your growth chart. Pay close attention. Let's begin. Place the ruler against the growth chart's edge and draw a dot with a permanent marker on each centimeter. When you count to 10, make a longer line. Keep going until you reach the top of the chart. We're almost finished. Notice that your measurements start at 50 centimeters at the bottom. So you're going to need to hang your growth chart 50 centimeters from the floor. If you need to, ask an adult to help you do this. Now we're going to need a marker to chart your growth along the edge. Let's make the marker a submarine with your picture in it. On a thin cardboard, draw a submarine with a propeller, a periscope, and the front glass. Don't forget to draw in a window so that we can put your photograph behind it later. Now cut the submarine out. Paint this submarine using 3 colors: red, yellow, and blue. Then, with black permanent marker, highlight some details, like this. Make the rivets in the window a golden color. Now use crayons to give the drawing texture. A little bit here, and a lighter color here. Maybe just a bit of orange. Next, put a little glue behind the window and stick your picture over it. Like this. Get a wooden clothes peg and stick the submarine to the peg. This is what you'll have when you're done. We already have our growth chart. Look, the submarine shows your height. But what happens when you want to compare yourself to your family members or friends? Just make another submarine with their picture in it. And it seems you're growing faster than your friend. You can design your growth chart exactly how you want it. Maybe you prefer to explore space instead of the sea. You can travel all the way through the sky, the space, until you reach the sun. Your marker could be a rocket, and you'll be ready for takeoff. You're growing at rocket speed. And if you like to be outdoors with nature, you could have a monkey climbing higher in a tree. There's so much you can create. An art attack that keeps track of your growth. Try it yourself, and we'll explore brand new ideas next time in Art Attack. Bye!